I see. No, so I just wanted to basically ask you guys, your show has helped me come from a theist to a deist to now an atheist, and over a couple years. So my question, though, to you guys is, I still sometimes get this lingering feeling that something's there, So my question is, did you guys ever have that? Does it go away? How do you deal with it if you did?
I've never been a theist, so I don't have that feeling. Is it a good feeling or a bad feeling?
I can't say whether or not it's going to go away for you. I know people who underwent fairly serious indoctrination who 50 years after they no longer believe, they still wake up with nightmares of hell. I certainly have moments of wonder and doubt where, hey, is my understanding of the world accurate? But I never have a feeling that there is a God or some fear that I'm wrong, because my position is pretty simple. I do not have sufficient evidence to believe that there's a God. And so I don't see reason to have any sort of existential doubt about that, because I know I'm being intellectually honest. I know that if I had evidence, I'm not going to sit here and do a show for 13 years where I keep pointing out that I don't have evidence.
Yeah, I mean, I accepted Jesus into my heart 4 times because I thought once wasn't good enough when I was a kid. They really scared me there.
Well, maybe it'll take 4 times of acknowledging that you don't have good reason to believe I don't know.
No, definitely. Your guys' show has helped me so much. I mean, you guys talk about so many things that just makes me think in such a different way, and a clearer way, a way that makes sense.
Thank you. But you've done a lot of the work yourself.
I just have one more question for you guys, and that is, I found myself having conversations with theists and Christians and whatnot, and some of the things that I bring up, some of the things I've heard on the show and whatnot, I find the majority of the time these people get really upset and really angry. I mean, obviously you guys know you have the show here, but how can I go about talking about some of these things to people that believe, and kind of see if they can think my way a little bit without getting so angry?
Take a break. Say, let's do, I'm not here to upset you. I just want to find out what you believe and why, and explain, for example, why I don't agree. And if it's upsetting, we can stick a pin into it. We can both go off and think about what we've said and come back and continue. You don't have to do it all in one dinner.
Yeah, I think Matt's point is that if you're on emotional territory, then you may not be able to make progress, because a lot of folks will dig heels and things. Another thing to say is, when you start challenging people's fundamental assumptions, they often feel threatened by that, because they may not have, you may be asking questions that they realize, hey, I should have been asking this all along and I haven't even thought about it. And it's maybe embarrassing.
Yeah, that's almost what I've kind of come to the conclusion that's the main thing. Mm-hmm. But then I'd like to progress with these people and see if they can kind of eliminate that for good reasons,
Well, so the thing is, I know you'd like to progress with those people. You have no idea whether or not that's possible with any given individual. So the best thing you can do is be honest and compassionate, have conversations, stop and pause the conversations, realize that, for example, I could walk up to somebody and say something and they don't change their mind. Don could walk up and say the exact they change their mind. Is it because they'd already heard it once before? Or is it because Don is fundamentally different in attitude? Who knows?
Mental state. Just think that you may be just planting some seeds, and you're not going to necessarily convince somebody.
One of the bigger things and this is something we've talked many, many times, and I'm going to let you go, Michael, because we're going to go to dinner, but I'll close with this. I appreciate the call.
Okay, cool. Thanks, guys.
We talk about being out as atheists, because once you realize that the neighbor across the street who you've had lots of conversations with and that you like, you seem to be a decent person, is a godless heathen who you've been vilifying in church, or as a homosexual who you've been vilifying in church, or as some other suspect category that you've been vilifying in church, that sets up a massive amount of cognitive dissonance. Here's somebody who I like. Here's somebody who I love. Here's somebody who's valuable to me. And so we need more and more people being open and out about who they are, what they believe, what they don't believe. Because the truth is, atheists, humanists, homosexuals, whatever category you pick, they're the people who pick up your trash, they're the people who do your kidney transplant, who go to your PTA meeting, they're the people who watch your kids, they're the people who bring you, clothing and stuff when your house burns down. This applies universally. We need to focus on the fact that we're all human beings. And instead of saying, oh, I know what an atheist is because some jackass in the pulpit told me that evil people who want to kill babies and destroy God's country, if you actually get out and you meet people and find out later that these people who you know to be good are in fact in some suspect category, secular, humanist, atheist, whatever, that fundamentally changes how everyone, including believers, even changes their mind about a God. It changes how they have to interact with the rest of us. And that is how you change the world.
Yep.
You can change people's minds about God, and I'll try to. It may be a little easier to change people's minds about specific doctrines because there's already thousands of denominations where they can to their God and yet be okay with the gays. We're going to have a gay church that loves Jesus.
Do less harm in the world.
There's lots of different approaches, but the best thing we can do is to continue to be out, be good, be worth knowing, and care. On that note, we're going to call it a day.
Amen, Brother Matt.